1, 2.
Woke up in a taxi, thinking of you. For a moment felt like home. Feeling restless, praying I find something new to take my mind off what's now gone. And
welcome to this edition of On the Hill. I'm Jessica Tolan.
And I'm Christy Welter. Dixon Street has been defined as a distinctive strip offering diverse food, spirits, and entertainment.
An avenue frequented by students, professors, miners, strays, businessmen, field hippies, and their children. That's one definition, but we took to Dixon Street ourselves to ask people to define Dixon Street and what it meant to them in one word. One word to describe Dixon Street.
Very fun.
2 words.
Fun.
Home.
One word, crowded. It's fun, it's young, it's exciting, it's cold.
Fun, like mama? Yeah. Oh, okay, she loves going down Dixon Street in the morning.
Funky.
Funky?
It's open to everybody. I mean, everyone of different genres of people, college kids, families.
Everyone has their own definition of Dixon Street, but what separates it from Stadium Drive, Maple, or Arkansas Avenue? Sarah Mize did some research on the rich history of Dixon, and she defines what makes it the Fayetteville icon it is today.
Dixon Street has been a part of Fayetteville's history since the late 1800s. Since its introduction, it quickly became known as a social hub in the heart of the city for University of Arkansas students, locals, and tourists. Over 100 years later, Dixon Street has gained an unforgettable legacy. I talked to a few local business owners to get their personal accounts of what they remember from Dixon Street's dynamic past.
I've lived in Fayetteville since 1991. So what are we going on, 22 years now? I came here in 91 and the Walton Arts Center was a hole in the ground with chain link fence around it, about to get started.
About 34 or 5 years. We started in 78.
1950, April Fool's Day, we opened on Dixon Street.
I've watched the goalposts come down and get leaned up against this building, the Hog House building, when we defeated Tennessee.
They brought the goalpost down on Dixon Street, I think, when Arkansas beat Texas that time. Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh, there's lots of crazy stories. There's stories from when I was in college in '94 and we won the national championship in basketball, and myself and some of my teammates got in the back of a pickup truck and broke the axle from jumping up and down in it. I've gone through the parking issues, I've gone through the smoking bans, I've watched Springfest go up and down, Mardi Gras, and the parades with that go up and down.
One thing I remember being on Dixon Street, it was great that when it rained, you could get a straw or you could get something from the soda fountain, and we would go out on the streets and we would put it along the sidewalk, along the gutter, and that straw would go clear past the train station, you know, down that gutter, and we'd chase it. You know, it was fun.
Oh yeah. We get what we call, from the rose lady who wants to come in and sell everybody roses to, you know, the gourd lady who has colored pumpkins on Halloween, and you buy one and next thing you know, you look out front and she's got a truck full wanting to bring them into your restaurants.
Casper, stop being a brat, please.
It's a very, very diverse population. Dixon Street has always embellished that and catered to it and promoted that. We want thinkers, and we want those who have different ideas, because I think we all grow from those.
So if you had to use one word to describe Dixon Street, what would you use?
I'm sure it's been used before, but funky.
Dickson Street in one word, eclectic.
The excitement. I look forward to coming every day. I look forward to it. To me, it turns me on. It's just exciting. I really think so.
Dickson Street is a big part of this college town, making people think that it's only for the party crowd. But one building is bringing in a different kind of crowd. I visited the Walton Arts Center to see what it has to offer to Dickson Street.
We opened our doors 20 years ago.
In the late 1980s, the University of Arkansas began to explore the idea of building a performing arts center. The Walton family had given a gift to be used to build an auditorium. At the same time, the city of Fayetteville had been discussing the same thing.
Basically, we came about because of a partnership with the University of Arkansas, the city of Fayetteville, and then, of course, dedicated individuals that invested their time and funds into making sure this building opened.
The doors opened in 1992 and has since grown and is continuing to serve Northwest Arkansas.
From what I know of Dixon Street pre-Walton Arts Center, it was kind of a desolate and sometimes dangerous place to be. So the Walton Arts Center really played an active role in revitalizing the area and creating this, arts and entertainment district that is so unique and we all love today. Walton Arts Center is an arts presenter. So we're basically a roadhouse. We get Broadway, we get music, jazz, classical. We have about 350 events and activities happening in this building all year round. So that's a lot. We're very active. In fact, we're at about 95% capacity, which means we have no free dates. Right now you're here and there's nothing going on in the building. This is such a rare thing.
Being at 95% capacity for the year is a good thing for the Walton Arts Center, with most shows having a full house, but there is room for growth.
You listen to the beat and hear what's in your soul. You'll never let
It's great. It means, people are using the facility, but there's opportunity to develop beyond this, and we are in the midst of planning for a major expansion. Over the next few years, we do have plans to expand the Fayetteville facility and also develop a new theater in Bentonville, which will be about a 2,000-seat hall. There's definitely a need. We have issues in the lobby when we have a big show. There's just nowhere to walk around.
The expansion of the Walton Arts Center includes 30,000 square feet of new space, which means the new lobby will start up where it's at now and extend all the way out here to the street.
All of this is basically allowing us to bring in more and diverse programming and serve the community better.
2015 is the set year to open the new Fayetteville facility, and 2018 for the Bentonville one.
So if you had to use one word to define Dixon Street.
Can I use a hyphenated word?
If you technically wanted to, yes.
Okay.
I would let it go.
I think I could easily define Dixon Street by saying it's a cultural mecca. It's this melting pot of arts and entertainment and local flavor. There's restaurants, there's bars, there's the trail system. There's just so much to do, and I think Dixon Street is truly what makes, Fayetteville and Northwest Arkansas so special. It's really a great place.
The Walton Arts Center and Dickson Street will always be growing and always be impacting Northwest Arkansas. Reporting for On the Hill, I'm Jessica Tolan.
After the break, we'll take a look at food and fun on Dickson Street. Stay tuned, you're watching On the Hill.
first off, we're going to talk about today's high-beam.
Yeah, let's do this. Here.
And then you're going to say that's right, we're going to go over to the
2,
1, you're on Superstar.
Not just always New York.
The proposal now goes to Indian Federal Cabinet for
Welcome back to this edition of On the Hill, where we're talking about all things Dickson Street. Dickson Street is home to over 118 unique bars and grills, but some of the best food you can find is right here on the street. On the Hill's Brandon Mounts has more on this appetizing story.
We knew we wanted to be on Dixon Street. It's the hub of all the foot traffic in Fayetteville, and also the entertainment district. It's a good place for it. There are many other Mediterranean and Middle Eastern style cuisines around here in Fayetteville. However, we're the only one in a truck that caters to passerbys. Well, I think it's definitely ideal for our business. Yeah, being on Dixon Street. However, there are many different avenues that a mobile vendor could explore, but for what we want, this is probably the best. From day one, we decided we'd have a small menu, because the worst thing that you could do is, to have people in line and have a large menu, and then people can't decide what they want because it's so large. But we keep it small and we do it really well. Whenever we first started, the most popular thing was our gyro, but here until recently, the falafel has become more popular. No, we'd like to eventually grow and do something else. I think this is a stepping stone for what we would like to do in the future.
Well, I was born in Kansas City, Kansas. Great barbecue over there. My family is from Memphis, Tennessee. Great barbecue over there. Texas, same thing, but I feel like Northwest Arkansas just doesn't really cut it. Open Thursday through Saturday from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. The ingredients I use are fresh, and when it's in season, we buy from the Bentonville Farmers Market. I've always liked cooking food, and I've grown up around a smoker my entire life. I started out with my food truck in Bentonville that I co-own with my brother, and I decided to do a low-cost option, which Dickson Street was the best second option, and we'll grow from that. Biggest seller is the burn-in tacos. It's a beef brisket that's extra smoked and crispy, almost tastes like bacon.
My stand is named Yancey's Dixon Street Dogs, and I've been here about 4.5 years. Started selling all beef hot dogs and Polish sausages, and then a variety of toppings to go on it.
Got to do something about that hangover.
That's kind of my business model, is just to be here no matter what. People can count on me every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm always here. Probably the most common thing I sell is a chili dog. Just a all beef hot dog with chili on it and some shredded cheese. In the few minutes it takes to get a hot dog, I kind of get to know all sorts of different people. For the most part, that's why I love my job, is because Fayetteville people are really chill and they're very friendly, and that's what I enjoy the most about being down here. Just recently, I've been doing a picture of a hot dog every night, so I'll put that on my Facebook page, and that's driven a lot of business, I think. People see that and it makes them hungry, or they'll comment on there, hey, that's my favorite dog. They'll come and get it, or somebody that's just out on Dixon and checks Facebook and sees that, they'll come and order the dog of the night.
While Dickson Street has a variety of hot spots during the day, certain bars take the main stage at night. Joe Delnero visited George's Majestic Lounge, where he followed a band as they rocked the house.
Beautiful lady, look at me.
I'm Kevin Jones. I went to the University of Arkansas, graduated now. Austin Jewell and I are Goose. We met junior year in high school in a garage, and after that we kind of just started making music together. Joe Schatz was the guitarist that we had, the electric guitarist. He's one of the best in Arkansas right now. Nick Fernandez is the drum instructor for the high school at Bentonville. Nick used to play with us back in the day, and Joe, we played a lot of shows with Joe. We were in a band called One of Us is Deaf. That was our first band, because one of us was deaf in his right ear. And then moved on to a band called Wayside. We played a few shows in Little Rock, and it was fun. But then when we got to college, he and I kind of moved on, and we were Age Cage, which is Austin Jewell, AJ, Kevin Jones, Cage, KJ. And then we were in a band called Ipodoni for a little while, and then Goose came, and we were like, you know, we need to be Goose. Champagne and wine, we kind of joke about how his hair is blonde and mine's red, and so it's like champagne and wine, but that's not where it came from. I'm sure there was a girl with some good looking lipstick on with some blonde hair, and he was like, what's up, girl? There were so many people. We just had a great time. The stage is huge. We filled out that room. You see all these people in there singing your words, and you're like, why? You know? I mean, we think we're good, and my mom thinks I'm good, but that's about it, we thought. And, you know, having all these people really say good things about us it's cool. Us being able to interact with the audience and just the fun that comes from that. When people are having as much fun as we are, that's just the best show in the world. Honestly, we don't want to perform anywhere but Dixon anymore. Dixon's where it's at. All the good places are here. Like, you know, you got Fayetteville over there, you got George's right here, you got, you know, like Hammond Trees, and like all these great places. Like, you know, you can eat, you can get clothes, you can go see music. It's pretty much awesome. Dixon is where the people are, and so we want to play where the people are. When I was a kid, my dream was to be a musician, and now that I'm actually getting to do that, you know, maybe I'm not on a huge scale like, you know, the Maroon 5s or the Kid Cudis or the Dave Matthews Bands, but like, we still get to do what we love for fun.
Even after the bands have played and the bars have closed, Dixon Street never seems to shut down. When we get back from the break, we'll take a look at Dixon After Hours. You're watching On the Hill.
First off, we're going to talk about today's hiking.
Yeah, let's do this.
And then you're going to say, that's right, we're going to go over to the
2, 1, you're on Superstar.
Always New York.
The proposal now goes to Indian Federal Cabinet for
So I'm gonna rap about Dickson Street. This is a catcher in the rye. You question why, but I see that gleam in your eye because this is Dickson Street and we ain't leaving, it's a meet and greet. You see that this heat could be no more colder in the winter, trying to pull out a splinter in the middle of October, but Dickson Street will leave you everything but sober. Yeah, Smarty Jones, George's Majestic Lounge.
Welcome back to On the Hill. Another attraction, the bars. But this isn't the last stop for some local late-nighters. I visited the sidewalks of Dickson Street just after closing time, and here's what I found.
Should!
It's Friday night on Dickson Street.
Yeah, it is a pretty good night, yeah.
It gets a little messy after dark, but I mean, you have to expect it.
People gather on bar stools. Conversation and laughter heard over loud music.
Don't come around here without no cash.
They come out for different reasons.
Listen here, cowboy. I'm here to tell you, I am one that's lost, but now I am found. Come to Dixon Street.
It's my first carnival in USA.
But they have one thing in common at 2 a.m. They move to the next gathering spot. These new friends head out for some gambling.
You want to go to Silent Springs and play some casino money? Sure, you driving? Yeah.
While others stay right here on the sidewalks of Dixon, finding food and rides.
It's pretty crazy usually. I mean, people are like just trying to go home, but I mean, everybody gathers around, you know, so.
And staying open after closing time, hot dog vendor Cody Yancey sees it all.
Dixon Street after 2 a.m. is more lively than it is at any point throughout the night. You'll see people getting food and then just socializing because they're not ready to go home yet.
Can I get on TV?
Lots of rowdy people. Yeah, lots of drums.
People are louder, they're more active.
Hey, girls!
They're out on the streets instead of in the bars.
Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Late nighters.
Come on here, cowboy.
Keeping Dixon Street lively well past last call. Reporting for On the Hill, I'm Christy Welton. For the hundreds of people who stride these sidewalks, every day on Dixon Street holds the potential for new experiences and defining moments.
History is still in progress for this Fayetteville legend. Thanks for watching On the Hill. I'm Jessica Tolan.
And I'm Christy Welter. Join us next time as we explore some of Arkansas's iconic destinations.